Hey everyone, it's Megan here from Meghan Makes Do, and today I'm going to show you how to crochet square number 2 of the Stitch Together official year-long Stitch-a-thon blanket crochet along. Say that 10 times fast. So if you haven't heard, Stitch Together Official is an awesome crochet along group where we all work together and we make the same project. And this year we're doing a year-long project. We're going to be making a blanket made up of a bunch of little squares. So every 3 weeks we'll have a new square design out. You make that square 4 times. I'm using black and white yarn for mine. And then at the end of the year, we're gonna have 56 squares that we're gonna sew together into a gorgeous blanket. So I'm using WeCrochet's Mighty Stitch, which is a worsted weight yarn in black and white. So my whole blanket's gonna be black and white. I have like a whole plan for it. And I'm going to be showing you how to make square 2. If you haven't made the gorgeous square 1, they're kind of hard to see in the black. There's like these beautiful baubles. I'll put a link to that square in the description below, as well as a link to my blog post, which has the written instructions for square 2. I'll also link to the Stitch Together official homepage where you can find links to all the squares throughout the year. If you haven't gotten your yarn and supplies yet, you can also head over to WeCrochet and pick out your yarns, and you can see what everyone else is making. And if you'd like a PDF version of all of the square patterns that will be updated every 3 weeks with the new squares, you can also find that at the WeCrochet website, and I'll put links to everything in the description below. So let's go ahead and get started making square number 2. For this tutorial, I'm just going to go ahead and use some blue yarn that I already had on hand. Because I'm using black and white yarn for my blanket, I just wanted to make it easier to see by using blue because black and white is kind of hard to see on video. I'm also using an eye crochet hook, which is a 5.5 millimeter. So to start, we are going to make a magic ring. So I'm going to wrap the yarn around my 2 fingers, making sure to cross it here. And then I'm going to insert my hook under the first loop, grab the second one, pull it up, and then I'm going to kind of pinch it here and bring my working yarn to the back. And then I'm going to chain 2. So the chains at the beginning of our rounds do not count as a stitch. So for round 1, we're going to be working all of our stitches into the magic ring. We're going to start by making 2 double crochet, and then we're going to chain 2, and then we're going to work 3 double crochet, chain 2, and we're going to repeat that 2 more times. So again, 3 double crochet, 1, 2, and 3, and then we're going to chain 2, and we're going to repeat that 2 more times. So do 3 double crochet, chain 2, 2 more times. Okay, and then we're going to work 1 more double crochet, and then I'm going to tighten up my ring, and we're going to slip stitch to the top of the first double crochet. Oops. So that's the end of round 1. So you'll see that we have 3 double crochet clusters here, 4 of them, and 4 chain 2 spaces. Okay, so for round 2, we're going to chain 1. Again, it does not count as a stitch, and we're going to work a single crochet into the same stitch that we joined into. Then we're going to work a front post half double crochet around the next double crochet. So to do that front post half double crochet, we're going to yarn over insert our hook from the front to the back and then back through the front, going behind the post of the double crochet. Then we're going to yarn over and draw up a loop, yarn over and draw through all 3 loops on our hook, just like that. Now into the chain 2 space, we're going to work a half double crochet, a chain 2, and another half double crochet all into the chain 2 space. Then we're going to work a front post half double crochet, a single crochet into the next stitch, front post half double crochet around the double crochet. And now we've gotten to our next corner, and again we're going to work a half double crochet, chain 2, and a half double crochet all into that chain 2 space. And we're going to keep repeating that around until we get to our last double crochet stitch here. Okay, so now we are going to work a front post half double crochet around this last double crochet, just like that, and we're going to join to the single crochet. So this is what we will have at the end of round 2. You'll start to see these raised front post stitches here. And remember that in our corners, those chain 2 spaces, we're always going to be working a half double crochet, chain 2, half double crochet. So for round 3, we're going to chain 1, and again, single crochet into the same stitch that we joined into. And now we are going to work 2 front post half double crochets. So here's 1, and 2, and then again into our chain 2 space, our corner, we're going to work a half double crochet, chain 2, and half double crochet. Then we are going to work 2 front post half double crochet stitches, a single crochet into this center single crochet here, 2 front post half double crochet stitches, and then we'll do our corner, which again is a half double crochet, chain 2, half double crochet, and we're going to continue that all the way around. So after this last corner, we're going to work our 2 front post half double crochets, And then we're going to join again to our single crochet. And that is the end of round 3. Okay, so for round 4, we're going to chain 1, single crochet into the same stitch as our join, and now we are going to front post half double crochet 3. So there's 1, 2, and 3. And then we're going to work a half double crochet, chain 2, half double crochet, all into that chain 2 space for our corner. And then we're going to work 3 front post half double crochets. A single crochet, which make sure that you're working into the top loops of the single crochet. It can kind of get tucked back behind those front post half double crochets. So there's our single crochet, and then we're going to do 3 front post half double crochets. And then repeat that from this corner, that same, all those stitches, we're going to repeat 2 more times. Okay, so we just worked our last corner, which is a half double crochet, chain 2, half double crochet, and then we're going to work our 3 front post half double crochet stitches. And then slip stitch to the single crochet to join. And that is the end of round 4. Okay, round 5, we're going to chain 1, we're going to single crochet in the same stitch as the join, and then we're going to work another single crochet. Then we are going to work 3 front post half double crochets. And from this point on, every round, before and after the corner, we're only ever going to work 3 front post half double crochets. And then we'll have single crochet stitches in the centers. So we're going to work our corner, half double crochet, chain 2, half double crochet, and then we're going to do 3 front post half double crochets. Three single crochet, and then again 3 front post half double crochets. And so we're going to repeat that process from the corner stitches across. We're going to do that 2 more times until we get to our last corner. Okay, so here we are to our last corner. We're going to work our half double crochet, chain 2, half double crochet, and then we're going to work our 3 front post half double crochet stitches. And then we're going to work 1 last single crochet. So again, the top loops of our front post stitch from the row below can sometimes get hidden, so make sure that you're going into the correct spot right there for our last single crochet, and then slip stitch to join to the first single crochet of the row or round. So that's what we will have at the end of round 5. Okay, for round 6, working much the same as round 5, we're going to single crochet into the first stitch, the join stitch. Then we're going to single crochet 2, and then we're going to front post half double crochet 3. And then starting with this corner and working across, we're going to do this repeat. So we're going to work our corner stitch, which is half double crochet, chain 2, half double crochet. We're going to work 3 front post half double crochets. So 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to work 5 single crochets. So this first one kind of gets stuck behind. It'll be in a front post stitch from the row below. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then again, 3 front post half double crochets. And then we'll repeat that process. So the corner and that sequence going across the edge, we're going to do that 2 more times until we get to our last corner. Okay, so we've reached our last corner. So again, we'll work a half double crochet, chain 2, half double crochet into the chain 2 space, and then we're going to work our 3 front post half double crochets. And then we'll work 2 single crochets. 1 and 2. And then we will slip stitch to the first single crochet to join. And that is the end of round 6. So for rounds 7, 8, 9, and 10, we're just going to pretty much be repeating round 6, but we're going to be increasing by 2 stitches for these single crochet sides. So the next round, our main single crochet stitches along the edge, we'll have 7, and then we'll have 9, and then we'll have 11, and our last rounds with these front post stitches and single crochets, we're going to have 13 single crochet on either side, but we're always going to have 3 front post half double crochet stitches on either side of the corner, and in the corner you're always going to work a half double crochet, chain 2, half double crochet. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do those next few rounds until I get through round 10, and then I will show you round 11. As always, you can find the pattern, the written out instructions on the blog, which the link is in the description below if you need help with this. Okay, so we've gotten to the end of round 10. You can fully see our little design here. I think it kind of reminds me of a sand dollar. But for round 11, we are going to do something a little bit different. We're going to chain 1, and then we're going to work half double crochet into the same stitch as the join, and in every single stitch across until we get to our chain 2 space. So this last round is just basically a round of half double crochets to finish off our square. So just work 1 half double crochet into each stitch, and I'll show you what to do when you get to the corners. Okay, so we've gotten to our corner. Now instead of working our half double crochet, chain 2, half double crochet, we're going to go ahead and work 3 half double crochets all into that chain 2 space. So 1, 2, and 3. So that's what you'll do in the corners here. And then you're just going to continue all the way around, working 1 half double crochet into each stitch and 3 half double crochets into the chain 2 spaces for the corners. And that will finish up your square number 2. Just keep in mind that the first stitch that you'll work into after the chain 2s is going to be right here. It's going to look as if it's part of the corner, but it's really not. So make sure that you're following your stitches. So here's this stitch, these are the stitches at the top. Here's this stitch, these are the stitches at the top. So make sure that you are getting all the stitches you need in all the way across. So don't miss that stitch because it can look like it's part of the chain 2 space, but it is not. So you should work 21 stitches along each side and then 3 stitches into every corner. Okay, and then once we get to the end of our round 11, we're going to slip stitch to the first half double crochet to join, and then you can fasten off and weave in ends, and you may want to block your squares just so you can get these edges nice and straight, and it might have a tendency to want to curl up on you a little bit. So feel free to block them if necessary, otherwise you can wait until we seam the whole blanket together. I hope that you found this tutorial helpful, and if you are looking for instructions for the written pattern for this square or for the first square, or if you just want to follow along and get started on your Stitch-a-thon blanket with Stitch Together, I've put links in the description below for everything that you'll need to get started.